Green potatoes. When potatoes are exposed to light, especially sunlight, they start to turn green. That green color isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's a sign that the potato has begun producing solanine. It's highly toxic to humans in large enough amounts. Eating green potatoes, especially in quantity, can lead to solanine poisoning, which may cause symptoms like nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, headaches, dizziness, and in severe cases, hallucinations, paralysis, or even death. Even a small amount, just a few ounces of green potato skin, can be enough to make someone sick. The risk increases if the potatoes are also sprouting or taste bitter, both of which are additional signs of elevated toxin levels. To stay safe, always store your potatoes in a cool, dark, and dry place, never on the countertop or in direct sunlight. Your mashed potatoes are not worth a trip to the ER. Nutmeg. Nutmeg might be the last thing you expect to see on this list, but in large quantities, it becomes toxic. Nutmeg contains myristicin, a natural compound that affects the nervous system. A small sprinkle in your eggnog is harmless, but ingesting 2 teaspoons or more can lead to what doctors call nutmeg psychosis, a terrifying mix of hallucinations, anxiety, confusion, and heart palpitations. In extreme cases, it can cause seizures and organ failure. The danger is so real that nutmeg overdoses have been reported among people trying to use it recreationally. So next time you're baking, remember, a little spice goes a long way, but too much can be deadly. Elderberry. Elderberry syrup is often praised as a natural remedy for colds and flu, but the raw berries, especially their seeds and leaves, contain cyanogenic glycosides, which can turn into cyanide inside your body. Eating uncooked elderberries can lead to nausea, vomiting, cramps, and even coma. One report from California documented a family becoming seriously ill after drinking homemade elderberry juice made from raw berries. The solution? Always cook elderberries before making syrup, jam, or juice. Boiling them destroys the toxins and makes them safe to eat. Nature is powerful and sometimes poisonous. Cassava. Cassava is a dietary staple for over 500 million people, especially in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. But raw cassava contains linamarin, which turns into hydrogen cyanide in the body. Sweet cassava has lower levels of cyanide, but bitter cassava, often grown in harsher climates, contains enough to kill if not processed correctly. Proper preparation involves soaking, drying, and cooking cassava thoroughly. Skipping these steps can result in cyanide poisoning, with symptoms like dizziness, vomiting, and death. Despite the risk, cassava remains vital in many regions because of its drought resistance and high calorie content. But when handled wrong, it's like playing food roulette. Rhubarb leaves. Rhubarb pie might be delicious, but its leaves are highly toxic. That's because they contain oxalic acid, a substance that can cause breathing difficulties, kidney failure, and in extreme cases, death. While you'd have to eat a large quantity of rhubarb leaves to suffer fatal consequences, even small amounts can trigger symptoms like nausea, stomach pain, and a burning sensation in the mouth and throat. Historically, rhubarb leaves were used as a pesticide. That's how toxic they are. The red stalks are perfectly safe and commonly used in desserts, but the leaves should never be consumed. Always trim them off completely and dispose of them safely. Beautiful plant, deadly leaf. Ackee. Jamaica's national fruit, ackee, is a beloved delicacy, but it can be deadly if eaten unripe. The danger comes from a toxin called hypoglycin A, found in the fruit before it opens naturally. Eating unripe ackee can lead to Jamaican vomiting sickness, a condition marked by sudden vomiting, seizures, and dangerously low blood sugar. In severe cases, it can cause death, especially in children. Proper preparation is critical. The ackee must open on its own while ripening. Then the bright yellow flesh is carefully removed, avoiding the toxic black seeds. Once cooked correctly, it's safe and delicious, but if you get it wrong, ackee can turn from national treasure to national danger. Sanakji, live octopus. In South Korea, a popular dish known as sanakji involves eating small octopus tentacles while they're still squirming. Yes, live. While it's a cultural delicacy, it carries a unique risk: choking to death. The suction cups on the tentacles remain active, and they can latch onto your throat as you try to swallow them. Every year, several people die from choking while eating sanakji. Chewing thoroughly is key, but even then, the tentacles can cling to the inside of your mouth or esophagus. Some diners see it as a thrilling food experience, others as an unnecessary risk. Regardless, it's a clear example that danger isn't always chemical sometimes. It wriggles. Blood clams, found in parts of Asia, particularly China. These clams get their name from their red hemoglobin-rich fluid. But that's not the problem. The danger lies in the fact that they're often harvested in polluted waters and traditionally eaten raw or lightly cooked. This allows them to carry viruses like hepatitis A, hepatitis E, norovirus, and even typhoid. In a 1,988 outbreak in Shanghai, over 300 people were infected after consuming contaminated blood clams. Because they're filter feeders, they can absorb and retain dangerous pathogens from dirty water. Today, many regions ban their harvest, but they're still available illegally and prized for their flavor. One bite might cost more than your health. Hakkarl, fermented shark. This Icelandic dish, known as hakkarl, is made from the Greenland shark, a creature whose flesh is naturally toxic due to high levels of urea and trimethylamine oxide compounds that can poison humans. To make it safe, the shark meat is buried underground and left to ferment for several months, then air dried. But even then, it retains an overpowering ammonia smell and taste. If eaten fresh, the toxins can cause severe nausea, neurological issues, and even death. But for many Icelanders, hakkarl is a cultural tradition, usually served in small bites during festivals. Tourists often struggle to swallow it, and that might be a blessing in disguise. Fugu, pufferfish, the most iconic and dangerous dish on this list. Fugu, or Japanese pufferfish. This delicacy is considered a culinary thrill, but it contains tetrodotoxin, a poison one, 200 times more lethal than cyanide. A single fish has enough toxin to kill 30 adults. Tetrodotoxin attacks the nervous system, leading to paralysis and death by asphyxiation, all while the victim remains fully conscious. Only specially trained, licensed chefs in Japan are allowed to prepare fugu, as even the smallest mistake in slicing the liver, ovaries, or skin can contaminate the meat. Despite the danger, fugu remains popular among thrill seekers. But remember, one wrong bite, and it could be your last.